What's up everyone, thanks for watching. In this video I wanted to go over some different arrows that I have here and basically how to choose or how to pick some arrows for your traditional gear. As you can see, this here is my recurve. I also have a longbow, but I'm going to kind of go over these and then that way you kind of know what to look for. So I just got these arrows today. So I'm going to set my bow down and I'll kind of go over this arrow and what I'm shooting. So this one here is the Black Eagle arrow. This is a vintage, that's what it's called. This is a 400 spine arrow. So it's a really nice looking arrow, as you can see here. So I decided to go with the orange and yellow fletchings. And then on my front end, there is a 50 grain insert, and then I'm shooting 175 grain tip. Now this is a 400 spine arrow. I decided to go with that because with all that extra point weight, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the spine. So with this spine, it's going to be stiff enough for my 45-pound longbow or my 48-pound recurve that would work really well. Now this arrow is coming in at about 550 grains overall set up. So that will be my arrow that I'm going to be hunting with this year. You've probably seen some of my videos in the past. I'll put a link at the end of the video on two of these arrows that I've shot and killed deer with. Now this is the Easton Axis traditional arrow. I built this arrow on my own. I've got a 7.5 inch wrap. I've got 5.5 inch turkey feathers. And then on this one here, I have a 75 grain outsert. And then I've got 175 grain tip. This one's coming in at about 600 grains. Now with this bow, it's 9.8 grains per inch, and this is a 400 spine as well, because with all that point weight, you got to have kind of a little stiffer shaft. I've got a couple other arrows here. I actually found this one on an archery range. This is about the same weight. This one's 9.3 grains per inch, but this is just a regular insert. Still got 175 grain tip on this. I did shoot this some. I've never actually purchased these, but this is that gold tip traditional arrow. It's a really good shooting arrow. Like I said, I've shot it. It's shot really well out of my bows. I've got two other arrows. This is a little lighter spined arrow. This is the Cabela's arrow. These are the Easton Stalker Extremes. Now this one here is a 500 spine arrow, and this one's really light. It's coming in at 7.3 grains per inch. On this particular arrow, a regular insert, and then I had 175 grain tip. So if I remember right, I think this one's coming in around 425, somewhere in there, 450 maybe. So it's really light. Now when I shoot this bow or this arrow out of my bows, because of it being lighter, the arrow does not drop as much, so it's a lot flatter trajectory. But my bow is just a hair louder because of the lighter weight. But I've killed a deer, killed a buck with this one. I killed a spike, so I can put that video at the very end. Like I said earlier, you know, that Easton Axis, I killed that big 12 point. So I'll put that video as well if you want to see these. Both of these performed really well. This one I got a pass through on it. I had two holes. You know, I think it ended up breaking or whatever. I never found the arrow, but I had, you know, an exit hole with this one. This one here I lodged in the offside shoulder. Lastly here, this is just an Amazon arrow. I don't even really know what it is. This one here is, I believe it's called Furious, and it's a 400 spine arrow. But a buddy of mine gave me this arrow here. Now, one thing about it, it's got that little rubber, I guess kind of a heat shrink in front to hold the fletchings down where the fletchings are glued, but it's really tattered, and on all those arrows they kind of peeled back. So there's a lot of weights, there's a lot of options for point weight. It really just has to boil down to what do you want. The reason I shoot 175 grain is because I shoot Simmons Swamp Shark broadheads, and that's the weight of those. Now with traditional, you know, a lot of guys shoot 150, 125s. You can shoot 100, but I like having a little bit more point weight so I get more kinetic energy and penetration when I hit an animal. But you know, just depending on how much weight you're shooting, it's going to depend on what spine you want. There's not really I guess some arrows are better than others, but it really boils down to your draw length, the poundage, what weight you're wanting to shoot, and what your goal is. If you're just target shooting, it might not be a big deal, but if you're hunting, there might be a different situation. So I like anywhere between, I've killed deer with 425 grains, I've killed deer with 600 grains. I think anywhere between that 450 to 550 is ideal. I like a little heavier, but then again, you're gonna have more drop and it's not gonna be as flat. So, it just, you're gonna have to do a little bit of your own research and see, but there's a lot of really good arrows here. I'm excited for this season. So y'all follow along, like and subscribe, share this video with your buddies. And if you got any questions, anything I can help you with, I'll be more than happy to answer that. I try to respond to all the comments. So again, like I said, like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless you.